List to last. You've heard that time and time again. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate school, with your brokerage, with other real estate agents. You hear that all of the time. And in many ways, rightly so, because if you have the listings, you're leveraging your time. Because once you put that property on the market, you have a ton of buyer's agents that are courting you to allow you to work with them and their clients. Now, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, but we recognize that it's not. So that's why I want to share with you strategies that you can actually count on to generate listings. Now, before we get into it, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jaime Resendiz, and I help real estate professionals exponentially grow their business through actionable content. All right, so for today, we're going to focus more on the strategies. We're not going to worry too much about the modality of communication because any one of the strategies that we're about to cover can be communicated with in multiple ways. You can call, you can text, you can email, you can run social media ads, you can get in front of them in person, you can do direct mail. There's so many different modalities of communication, but we're not going to focus too much on that. So let's start off by focusing on the strategies that are going to bring us now business that we can cash commission checks with in the next 30 to 60 days. So starting off with the now business, let's focus on those homeowners that have to sell. It's not an option. They need to sell, and that is pre-foreclosures. These are individuals that are behind on their mortgage, so the bank and lender are ready to take that property back. So here, urgency and need are at the forefront. These homeowners have to sell. It's absolutely urgent. And a lot of real estate agents don't recognize this, but you don't have to wait for that homeowner to get to the court steps in order for them to sell. You can actually help them out before. And the beauty of the point in time that we're in right now is that over the last 10 plus years, properties have continued to go up in value. So in many cases, these homeowners that are about to go through foreclosure actually have enough equity in their home to break out even. So you're able to help them, and how you're able to secure the list of who to reach out to is provided by the county itself. The county will share this type of information itself. Also, you can reach out to title companies and ask if they have a pre-foreclosure list. And there's also third parties out there that aggregate this information and will gladly sell it to you. Now, another strategy for now business is working with for sale by owners. For sale by owners are currently going through the need right now. They're actually going through the process of selling on their own. So that's incredibly convenient for you because you happen to sell homes. Now, finding the properties that are for sale by owner is not challenging at all. A simple Google search will give you the results. What will be challenging is developing the skill set necessary to speak to the FSBOs, to the homeowners that are selling on their own. Because for sale by owners already know that we, real estate agents, exist. They just chose not to work with us. So you need to come correct with some value. And one of the best ways to do that is by offering to host an open house for them at a complimentary rate, aka free, in exchange for all of the buyer leads that are coming through the open house. Just be open with them. And what you're going to find, if that property stays on the market any longer than 2 weeks, they're going to be more open to working with a plan B, which in that case will be working with the real estate agent. So if you've already been in contact, providing value and following up, there's a high likelihood that you're going to take the listing. And the third way to generate now business is by working with expireds. Expired are those homeowners that were working with the real estate agent for a period of time. However, they were not successful in selling their home. So generally, expireds are going to be coming out of a 6-month or 12-month commitment with a previous agent that was not successful in getting their home sold, which gives you an opportunity for that listing now, but also it puts you at a deficit because a lot of homeowners, believe it or not, think that we real estate agents are interchangeable. And this isn't just an opinion. 70% of the homeowners that meet with their first agent ever end up going with that agent. So they don't even shop around. Now, the reason that expireds are now business is because the need didn't end with the contract expiring with their agent. The need of selling is still active oftentimes. So now they need to work with a qualified agent that will sell their home. And again, I'm not focused too much on modality of communication. You can call, you can text, you can do direct mail, you can do email marketing, you can run Facebook ad to get in front of these expireds. Not too worried about that. All of those strategies work, especially if you combine them together. But just as a heads up, if you do want to go down the route of calling these expireds, be sure that you're using Redex, which has the highest quality list that you can find. And And also be sure to use my link down below, which is going to waive your setup fee and it's going to support the channel. All right, so that's our now business. That now business, we can expect some commission checks to be cut within 30 to 60 days. That's our expectation. Let's move on to our soon to be business. This type of business, we can expect to start cutting commission checks in the next 60 to 120 days. So 2 to 4 months. And here I have to start out with something incredibly overlooked, which is your sphere of influence. I don't care if you're antisocial. I don't care if you're an introvert, and I don't care if you just moved to a new city. You have a sphere of influence. If you have the thought and mindset that you don't know anybody in the market and that's precluding you from working this strategy, you're lying to yourself. You're giving yourself an excuse. And on top of that, you're not maximizing your real estate license, because if you're licensed in Texas, as an example, you can still get a referral fee from some agent that's going to work your sphere of influence back in New York. You're making money. So again, this whole fallacy that your sphere of influence is non-existent is just that, a fallacy. But anyway, with your sphere of influence, the key here is to start. Identify who the heck your sphere of influence is. This can be family, this can be friends, this can be acquaintances, this could be old college friends, this could be current coworkers or past coworkers, this can be anybody. Once you identify your sphere of influence, be intentional with building a relationship with them. Every single month, your sphere of influence needs to hear from you. And I have an excellent video right here that's gonna help you understand how to work your sphere of influence. You're going to learn how to stay in front of your sphere of influence and never be forgotten with just a 10-minute a day exercise. Now, another intermediate strategy or soon to be business strategy is running Facebook ads for sellers. Facebook ads still work, and believe it or not, are still undervalued. You can reach thousands of people at once. Now, what's important here is that you need to have the right offer. You need to provide a compelling reason for those homeowners that are seeing your Facebook ads to reach out to you. And what you can offer is very simple. You can offer a free valuation on the home. You can offer a checklist, a seller net sheet. You can offer just about anything. But the key here is that the viewer needs to find value in it. So split test your offer. In some markets, we're running valuation reports, which everybody has access to. In some other markets, we're offering a guide on how to sell their house by owner. Again, there's no one size fits all when it comes to Facebook ads. So you have to split test your market. And the third intermediate strategy is working with expireds that expired over 6 months ago. Now, I know that this strategy is very similar to the expired strategy that we just talked about. However, this strategy is different. Here, you're working with expireds that expired over 6 months ago, because what happens as soon as a contract goes expired, the next day, hundreds of agents have access to that homeowner's information, so they're calling them. And it can be pretty stressful and pretty frustrating for the homeowner. In some cases, remember, they're coming out of a 6-month or 12-month contract with their real estate agent, so they might want to chill for a few weeks into a few months. And no real estate agent is calling those expireds back after a couple of days. So if you work this strategy where you're reaching out to expireds after 6 months, you're going to have a radically different conversation than the day after they went expired. And the fourth strategy is working with the non-owner occupied properties. This is you reaching out to the homeowners that are not living in the properties. These are properties that oftentimes are being rented out. And now more than ever, those investors are ready to cash out because they see the real estate market softening up. Now, again, you can reach out to these owners however you want. However, if you want a unique way of standing out, you want to call these individuals and you don't want to ask them if they want to sell. You want to ask them if they want to buy. And here's why. They're going to let you know so much about what their intentions are. If they think the real estate market is bleak, then you present the offer of selling. If they think that the real estate market will rebound, well, you give them an opportunity to work with you to find other properties, other opportunities for them. It's such a unique way to stand out because everyone is asking if they want to sell. If you're asking, hey, do you want to buy? I saw that you were an owner of 3 properties in the neighborhood. Would you like to buy another one? It opens up a different conversation. They don't get as defensive that way. All right, so let's talk about the long game game strategies, those strategies are going to take a little bit longer to develop. And the first strategy is a tried and tested for ever since real estate agents were created, it seems like, and that is circle prospecting. Circle prospecting is essentially selecting a neighborhood, selecting an area that you're going to farm, and just reach out to that farm. Again, you can use whatever communication strategy you want, whether you're sending direct mail, whether you're emailing, whether you are calling, whatever strategy you want, but it's most common that we have some cold calling done with this particular strategy. So again, I invite you to check out my friends over at Resendiz because they have the cleanest information possible. And the reason that I categorize this in the long-term strategy is because you will find some low-hanging fruit. Of course, at any one time, you're going to find people that have that need. But for the most part, when you're doing this level of prospecting, you're collecting people's information and you're nurturing. You're nurturing that relationship because they weren't waiting by the phone to get your phone call. You called them. So statistically, they're not going to need your services today. They're not going to need your services that week. They're going to need your services at one point in time, but oftentimes it won't be that day. So that's why this is more of a long game strategy. This is a strategy that pans out over time. And the second long game strategy that I want to share with you is one that you're presently going through right now, which is YouTube. YouTube is like no other. You put out a video and it starts getting watched. It starts getting picked up by the YouTube algorithm, and more people become aware of who you are. And what you're going to find is that those same people are going to reach out to you. So the strategy here is simple. You make content that homeowners, key homeowners, want to watch. Don't make videos on how to buy your first house. Don't make videos on how to qualify for your loan. Don't make those videos because that's targeting buyers. Make content that appeals to homeowners. We're talking homesteads, we're talking property taxes, we're talking for sale by owner videos, we're talking those types of videos because there's thousands of searches by homeowners that are looking for this type of information. And if you're the one that gives them that information, they're reaching out to you. At this point, we have thousands of videos out there which are generating thousands of leads per month. Now, I have a lot of videos on this channel that show you how to start your YouTube channel, what videos to use, which videos we're actually using. So I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and also check out the videos that I'm talking about. And if you're at a point where you're ready to take YouTube seriously, we have a done for you YouTube program for real estate agents where we do your editing, we do your thumbnail design, we do your SEO, so your search engine optimization, we manage your YouTube channel, we do everything for you. So I encourage you to check that out in the description. But with that being said, I want to hear from you. Which one of these strategies are you using right now? Let me know in the comment section down below.